Hello everyone, my name is Keshav Malik and I'm the founder of Kheth Group, a novel agri-tech solution. And being a part of the Vision project has genuinely been a 10 out of 10 experience for me. Now before I go any further, let me actually explain what Kheth Guru is. Kheth Guru is an AI-powered soil analysis platform with the aim of providing Indian farmers with better profits and higher yields with a simple framework. Sensors, data-driven insights, and AI-powered analysis. But what does it look like in the field? This is our core hardware unit. It centers around a 4-pin 7-in-1 sensor. That directly measures critical soil parameters, specifically NPK, pH, and TDS. The design philosophy was simplicity. The farmer inserts the probe into the soil, and the readings are instantly displayed on the integrated LCD screen. The farmer then takes the values from the LCD screen, inputs them into our app, and our AI backend processes the data against regional weather trends and local market trends to determine a soil-specific heat map for planting purposes, as well as a marketing strategy to sell the crops in the local markets. I can confidently say that this project has changed me profoundly, not just academically, but in the way I think about my career, my ambitions, and the level at which I can present myself. It's also reshaped my ideologies and it's shown me what can happen when structured thinking meets disciplined execution. It's reshaped my understanding of the world completely, and it has shown me and highlighted what I'm capable of and what I can achieve when I push beyond my comfort zone. When I initially joined the Vision project, I expected to work on an idea. I did not expect to have the way in which I approach problems altered together completely. Very quickly, this journey became an immersive experience in entrepreneurship, and it taught me important lessons. For example, value creation. I learned how to think not just is this interesting, but does this create meaningful impact? Does this solve something meaningful? I learned how to assess feasibility, scalability, and actual real world application. I learned that a good idea means nothing without execution, and execution requires structure, clarity, relentless iteration, and a lot of grit. Beyond entrepreneurship, this project had me encounter problems in areas in life which most people don't face at my age. Policy frameworks, contractual structures, intellectual property rights, even patent law. And understanding how innovation and regulation go hand in hand was a core learning which I gathered from the Vision program. It taught me that building something impactful doesn't mean you have just a great idea and you have access to all the great tech in the world. You also need to know compliance, protection, and long-term strategy. The most significant shift for me, however, was learning how to architect solutions for genuinely complex problems. These were not textbook exercises with predefined problems. They were ambiguous, layered, and often frustrating challenges, whether it was calibrating sensor accuracy or designing the user flow for farmers who have a limited literacy and educational background. The most significant shift for me, however, was to learn how to architect solutions for problems with no predefined answers. They weren't textbook exercises, they were ambiguous, layered, and often frustrating challenges, whether it was calibrating sensor accuracy or designing a user flow for a farmer who has a limited educational background. It taught me that when you're handling a problem which is brand new or novel, you don't have to take it all at once. You have to break it into smaller subparts and handle those one by one until eventually you realize you've solved the entire problem. And another thing that I've learned from this is that research in a problem and research in a business is very important. You have to rigorously research, you have to use all the documentation available to you, and you have to test all your assumptions before you commit to a final design or a final flow. The project also strengthened my communication skills, presenting ideas clearly, defending logic under constant questioning, and explaining technical frameworks confidently requires preparation and clarity of thought. I learned how to speak not just persuasively, but responsibly, ensuring that every claim I made could be backed by reasoning or data. Another major lesson I learned was working under pressure. Real pressure, tight deadlines, high expectations, limited time, and sometimes imperfect team dynamics. There were situations where teammates underperformed. There were times when progress stalled. And instead of reacting emotionally, I had to learn that I had to step up, I had to take initiative, and I had to ensure that the project kept its forward momentum intact. This experience, it taught me that leadership is not about authority. It's not about having the most commanding voice in the room. It's about accountability, and it's about holding yourself accountable to your project and to your goals. The biggest realization that I carry forward from this year-long project and many experiences that have led me to this path is simple but extremely powerful. Growth happens in discomfort. You've heard it a million times, but it is the truest quote there is. Every moment of uncertainty, every tight deadline, every obstacle, each one pushed me to elevate my thinking skills and my discipline. The Vision Project didn't teach me skills, it recalibrated my standards for my work, for my thinking, and even for myself. To the Vision team, thank you for creating something that goes far beyond academics. This is not merely a project, it's preparation for real world leadership, innovation, and business management. And to future participants, approach this seriously. Lean into the difficulty, push yourself beyond what feels comfortable, and if you truly commit to the process, the experience can genuinely be life changing. Thank you.